Hello and good morning, Ligro. This is your commissioner speaking. I'm grateful to have Jesus over my shoulder watching over me as I conduct this video. It's going to be our week 7 recap. I'm going to dive right into it. Lots of exciting information to go over. We're going to start with our offensive ad of the week, most impactful player from waivers, who got it done with the bat. And this week it's going to go to Joey Wendell, owned by the Nick Fools. 500 average on a 10 for 20 week. Well done. 2 home runs and 2 RBIs to go along with 6 runs scored. That's something you can be proud of. He's shown it a little bit already this year. So maybe this is something that's not just a fluke and he's going to have a chance to stick around. We'll see. Next is going to be our pitching ad of the week. It's going to go to the pitching player who had the most impact off waivers. It's going to go to Spencer Turnbull. Threw a no-hitter for Joe, manager of the Conyo Vid-19s. Glad I was able to get his name right this week. Threw the no-hitter, like I mentioned, obviously got the W. I think he had only 1 walk, so it resulted in a .22 whip. Not much more impactful than a no-hitter. Well done, Sevs. Unfortunately, he's going to be brought up in this next award. And shalom, everybody. We've got a new sponsor. What was called the Chump of the Week last week, which is the waiver player who screwed their manager the most after being added by them, is now going to be changed to the Jew of the Week, brought to you by everyone's favorite Jew, Jared Melman. And this week's Jew of the Week goes to Sam Hentges, also picked up by Joe in the Conyo Vid-19s. In an inning and 2/3, somehow managed a 32.4 ERA. I don't know how you do that. A whip at almost 5 and 1 strikeout to go against 3 walks. Ouch. Joe, this is the 2nd week in a row you've been here. Let's not make it a 3rd. Next, we're going to go to the offensive MVP of the week. This one really wasn't close. It goes to Fernando Tatis Jr. on Warning Track Power. Laid waste to the league, everybody. A 786 average. And ops almost at 3. That's stupid. He had 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and 7 runs. You can't fill up offensive categories more than that. He single-handedly was winning categories for Scott this past week. Guys like Trey Mancini, awesome story after having to sit out last year with cancer. Randy Arozarena, our rookie sensation from the Rays in the playoffs last year, also received votes, but this one was Fernando Tatis's by a landslide. Number 1 pick, living up to the hype. Next, we're going to go to the MVP of the week on the pitching end. It's going to go to Zach Wheeler. This is the 2nd week in a row that the Kids, managed by Eric Lewis, has had a player win this award. Last week, it was for Freddie Peralta. Zach Wheeler this week in a 2-star week had 16 Ks, didn't give up a run, had a .38 whip, and also got a victory for him. Well done. Elu's got to be loving those 2 starters right now. Next, we're going to go to the one of the more popular awards, the Ho of the Week, brought to you by Ecstasy Strip Club. This is going to be the player added and dropped most from waivers through the previous week, and this week it's going to go to Robbie Grossman. Nice little offensive spike in production, caught the attention of a couple of our managers. 3 total adds and drops. We'll see if he ends up sticking on a roster or if he gets bent over by a couple other managers in the league. Only time will tell. Next, we're going to go to our matchup of the week. This is from the previous week, the closest matchup that we had. It's going to go to Chupa Mipinga versus the Kids. The former roommates were our feature matchup for the week, and they didn't disappoint. 5 categories separated by less than 5 digits, tied in stolen bases, and both had an OPS over 8. Both are weeks they can be proud of. 6-5, 5-6 result there is really a win for either of them, considering how close that week ended up being. 2 good teams right there. Next, we're going to be our David Eckstein Just Enough Award. Goes to the team who surpasses the innings limit by the least amount. This week is going to go to Warning Track Power. 35 innings on the dot. If he throws a 1/3 of an inning less, he actually has to sacrifice all of his pitching categories. So that's well done. Now, is that a result of shrewd managing, or is it a result of not having confidence in his pitchers? Or is it a little bit of both? I don't know. But being able to get 35 innings on the dot and maintain some of those pitching categories, that's well done. That's well done, and I commend him. Next is going to be our matchup to watch for the upcoming week. It's got to be Chupa Mipinga, who's going to be in here for the 2nd week in a row. So for this time, it's going to be versus I'm Millie. This is a top 5 matchup. And we've got some ads from both squads that are kind of interesting. Dave added Brandon Crawford. Did not pay off in the series versus the Dodgers, but he certainly had a very nice offensive season so far. And Millie with the kind of under-the-radar ad of Vidal Brujan. I haven't seen any news that he's coming up soon. but I could be wrong about that. So I think Millie's hoping for a quick call-up and an impactful performance right away. And that's week 7, people. Good luck in week 8. Have a good one.